Good morning, everybody. I was going to do this video last night, but I was feeling a little under the weather yesterday. But I did save the data. I copied and pasted values, therefore I won't lose it. And try to do this a little differently this morning. Since this is new, me going over these, obviously I don't have a set way yet. But what I did do today was I filtered the intraday sheets. I filtered out the blanks to try to keep from so much scrolling because I know, at least for me personally, watching a video with it scrolling makes me a little nauseous. But anyway, what the other thing I also did is, before recording, I tried to go through, well, I did go through the strike prices and compared them to what we had before, so I could determine if these were new strike prices or if we were just adding to. That way, I wouldn't be jumping back and forth showing you. And by all means, I could show you, but I don't know really how much you care, or if you'd prefer just to save some time and me do that work ahead of time. Another thing is, somebody asked me if I was going to be doing this daily. I'm not sure yet. I guess it just depends on, if people actually want me to do it, the amount of interest in doing it. So we'll see. Y'all just let me know if you like me going through these, or if you would prefer to do something different. I know we have Retire on Dividends. He goes really in depth on TSLY and CONY, Tesla and Coney. We have all those over there. Right now, I've just started out trying to cover just the intraday trades and the holdings. I know I've had some conversations about possibly start covering some in detail. I just don't know if I'm there yet, so I've just started doing this. But y'all let me know what you think. So here you can see AIYY didn't have any intraday trades posted. So the first one we have is AMDY. So they added to the synthetic position. You can see there at the top 60 contracts, and then they did a weekly call for the 60 contracts. This strike price, though, is a new one, so it's $177.50. So that will be a new one that we will see on the holdings. We move on down. We have AMSI with no trades and Apley with no trades. And then we have Coney, again, which Retire on Dividends, covers detail in his video. They added to their synthetic position of 190, but now we have a new strike price of 177.50 at 175 contracts. No Dizzo intraday trades. We got FBY. They added to the synthetic and the weekly call that they already had for 35 contracts. Then we have GUI. They did the same thing. They added to the synthetic and their weekly call to the strike price of 146. If I remember correctly, they have 144, 145, and 146. So they added 30 contracts to that one. Then we have JPMO. Again, they added to the synthetic and their weekly calls there at 30 contracts. MRNY, no intraday trades. MSFO, no intraday trades. And then we go into Netflix. They also just added to their synthetic and weekly calls of 40 contracts. And then NVIDIA, they added to this synthetic at 710. But then they opened up, hold on, let me mute my computer. They opened up a strike price of 780. Now my phone's going off. Sorry about that. So we got 115 contracts at 780 for NVIDIA for the weekly calls. And then, as you can see, for the rest of these, there were no intraday trades. So if we go over to the holdings as of end of day, the 21st, which is where we're going into on the 22nd, these are the updated holdings, as you can see here. I'll try to quickly go through these and read off the prices and stuff like I've been doing. Again, if that's something y'all would like for me to continue to do, or if you just prefer me not to do, that's fine. Just let me know. But we have AIYY. The close price yesterday was at 16.71. AI ended at 26.18. The max strike price we have over here, which is our most prominent too, it's at $31 with 6,395 contracts. Of course, we also have the $29 one at 200. I believe that's the one they did yesterday. The difference between the AI price and the max strike is almost $5. So our weekly call value right now is still negative 31K. Now, before I go on, I just thought about, so yesterday, and I haven't looked this morning, so I'll look real quick, but Nvidia had their earnings yesterday after hours. And initially, the last time I saw them, Nvidia was going up. So let's see. Yeah, Nvidia closed. I know we're not on Nvidia, sorry, but Nvidia closed at 674 yesterday. Pre-market this morning, Nvidia is at $762. So they're up $90 on their earnings. Of course, they hit anywhere as high up to 775. But the reason I'm talking about that now is because, of course, before a conversation about Nvidia, how big it was, how big it's gotten, it was basically keeping up the market. So if Nvidia did great, the market's going to do better. Obviously, if Nvidia went down, the entire market was going to go down. So, and by no means am I a stock guru or a financial planner or anything like that. So again, like Retire on Dividend says, is just for fun and entertainment. But I do listen to a lot of stock news and lots of videos and lots of YouTube stuff myself. So that's where I get a lot of my information from, is just listening to those things. So with that said, with the expectation that the market is going to be green today and go higher, and it's Thursday, there's a possibility it would be like that the next 2 days. So we will see, but that means that a lot of these prices on our underlyings are possibly, going to be going up. So even though like this is a case, it's a $5 difference, there's a possibility it still could get close to that strike price. But anyway, just keep that in mind here, and you can watch the stock market as it goes today, as far as if everything's gonna continue to go up. I do know in after hours last night, I noticed all of my alerts and notifications were going off on my phone, not for just for Nvidia, but for a lot of the stocks that I follow, where they were rising. So keep that in mind, but sorry about that. We'll keep moving on. So then we have AMDY, ended yesterday at $20.66, and AMD at 164. I really wish I had, I'm sorry, I'm having another thought. I wish I had the pre-market prices on here to be able to tell you what the prices were pre-market. Of course, they'll adjust, but if I look here, AMDY, what I'm showing on my Moo account is the pre-market price is already at $21.64. So that's already a jump up in that pre-market price for AMDY. If I look up AMD, that pre-market price is already at $173. So that's jumped $10. But right now, between yesterday's close price and the strike price, we're looking at almost 26. If we look at where we're at this market pre-market, we're about, I guess, 15, because it's up $10. But if we look over here on AMD, we have a lot of calls on this week. Of course, our biggest ones are the 185 and the 187.50, but we do have a little bit there at 175, which is roughly where we're at now, pre-market. We have 177.50, and we have 190. Okay, let's move on. And I'm not sure if I said it, but our weekly call value so far is negative 163 there. So we'll go on to Amazon. So AMZ yesterday's close was 22.24. Believe it or not. Well, this shows down, but it's not really. It's about 22.59, so it's not a significant change for AMZ, but it does show up some in pre-market. And then we have Amazon there. Yesterday it closed at 168.59. Pre-market we're at 172. So we're roughly $3 off for pre-market price. We have the strike prices for our weekly calls at 172.50 and 175. Of course, you see most of them, 2/3 of them, are at the 175. Our weekly call value there is negative 99K. If we move on to Apple's close price yesterday was 18.12. It looks like this morning we're still roughly in that range. Our bid ask spread is like 17 cents, so it's like 18.13 to 18.30. But yeah, hasn't really gone up much there. So then we have Apple itself, and we have yesterday's close at 182.32. Yeah, same thing with its pre-morning. It's only at like 183, so it didn't get impacted as much, at least not yet. And we have we only have one weekly call there, 185 at 2,845 contracts. And our weekly call value so far is negative 138. We'll move on to Coney there. We have the price at 21.30. Of course, I just got a notification about that. And so we were at 21.30 close of yesterday, and this morning we're at almost $22. Pre-market, of course. And then we have coin there, the price of 162.41. Pre-market we're at 167.89. But we're still way off from that, the higher dollar strike price at 205. That has over 18,000 contracts, but we also opened up that 177.50. So we're not quite there just yet, but it's only only 175 contracts. But we have a weekly call value right now at negative about 200K there. So if we go on to Disney or Dizzo, its price yesterday at close was 21.55. Its morning price hasn't really changed there. And then we have Disney at 107. Disney at 107.67 as of close yesterday. This morning it is up just a little bit, but it's not even $1. So our max strike price there is 115. Of course, you see on the right, we sort of have a pretty much an even spread over there at 113, 114, 115. We're about 108. So we're about $5 to $7 off there on those. And our weekly call value right there is only negative 2,000. So it's looking pretty good there. If we move on to FBY, it looks like our close price yesterday was $22.55. This morning we're at about $23, so we're up about 50 cents there. And then Meta at close yesterday was at 468.03. As of pre-market this morning, we are at $480, so we're $12 up. But our max strike price is 500. However, we have that's the least amount of contracts we have with 30. We have 480 with 225 contracts and 485 with 600 contracts, and we're at 480 right now. So we'll see how it goes the next couple of days. I did not look at the calendar to see if we had anything going on tomorrow morning, any data being announced, but for the overall market, I mean. Of course, difference of close price. Yesterday was 32, but we're up about $10, so we're roughly $22 to that 500, but we're right at our lowest one there, and $5 away from our 600 contract price. Right now, our weekly call value is negative 80K. So we move on to GUI. We have GUI at 16.99 as of close yesterday. Pre-market this morning, we're a little over $17. Our bid-ask spread is 17.05 to 17.25, so not too much of a difference there, maybe a few cents. And then we go on to Google, which is Alphabet. We had a close price of 142.55 yesterday, and pre-market we're at 145, so we're about up $2.50. And if we look over to the right, we have that strike price of 144 at 35 contracts. So this morning we're past that, and we have 145 at 800 contracts. We're just a few pennies past that. And then we have our 146, which is 830 contracts. So as of close yesterday, our weekly call value was negative 64K there. We go to JPMO. We have our close price yesterday of $20.36. Pre-market, there is no change. We have a big spread, though, between 2036 and 2096. I guess we'll wait till the day traders come in and they'll have that changed. But right now we're pretty much at the same price. And we have JPM. I didn't look that up. JPM, we have the price of $180.90, and then it looks like pre-market we're at like $181.45, so we're about 50 cents from that. Sorry about that, I just had to take a drink. I was trying not to, so you didn't hear the water sounds, but so let's see. I said we were at 181.50 pre-market here. Looks like we have contracts at 180. 150 of those. Then we are at 182.50. We have 310 contracts. So hopefully this won't. Hopefully this will not go up too much more. Maybe just go down a little bit. We will see how that goes. Since we're right there in the middle of those, our weekly call value as of yesterday was negative 42K. So if we go on down to Murny, MRNY, we had a close price of $18.19, but it looks like, well, my thing says a pre-market price of $19.30. However, our bid price is $18.19, which is the current, and then our ask is $19.43. So we really don't have anything there. We'll see how it goes when the market opens up. And then we have Moderna itself, closed yesterday at $87.59. Pre-market we are at $93.28. So we only have one weekly call over there at $98. So we are about almost $5 from that pre-market here at 2,080 contracts. So if we got, okay. So I already said that, about $5 off. Our weekly call value is negative 215K as of close yesterday. So if we go to MSFO, we closed yesterday at about 2202. This morning shows 2245, which is our ask price. Our bid price is 22.2 so far. So we're just a few cents up from there. And then we have Microsoft itself. We have a close price yesterday of 402.18. This morning so far we are at 410.37. So we are up $8 pre-market. I said 410. So we have two strikes over here, 2 weekly calls, roughly divided there for our shares, 42400. We're at 412.50 and 415. So we're $2 from that first strike price there, and then $5 from the other. So we're a little close. But as of end of day yesterday, our weekly call value was at negative 42K. And then we have Nefli here. As of close yesterday, we were at 1809. And then this morning, we're at about 1836. So we're up roughly 25 cents there. And then we have Netflix. At close yesterday, we were at 573.35. This morning, we are up to 580.90 pre-market. And our first strike price, we have 3 weekly calls there. Our first one is at 585 with those 25 contracts, or 590 with 40. And we have most of our contracts sitting at that 605 strike price. So we are a few dollars away from that first one, but we are roughly $25 away from that higher contract one there. As of yesterday, our weekly call value is about negative 22K, so that's not bad. And then we go on to Nvidia, and our close yesterday was 24.45. Our pre-market price, and I should have said these before, but we're going to go in here. Our pre-market price is $27 and about 57 cents. However, I'm curious on this one. I'm going to watch it open because our NAV is only 24.46, according to yesterday's holdings. So I want to watch it this morning to see if it goes back down at open to roughly the NAV price, or if it's going to stay up, or if people are going to keep pushing that price up with all their bids. So I'll write that down to watch NVDY at open. Hopefully I don't forget when I get off this recording. But let's see. Sorry about that. So Nvidia itself yesterday closed, and this one actually is the one I talked about earlier, at 674. Currently we are at 762. So we are up again roughly $90. Of course, they just opened that. I'm pretty sure this was the one they just opened the strike price on at 780, which we're about $20 from at 115 contracts. But we still have our other weekly call at $820 strike at 2,635 contracts there. We're only $60 away from that. So considering we're up $90 from yesterday, anything is possible, of course. One thing I didn't mention at the beginning when I was talking about this, sometimes you have this sell the news event, but of course of yesterday after hours, that's not the case. So we will see at market open today if it's going to be, buy the rumor, sell the news type thing. But I don't know. We will see. So far as of yesterday, our weekly call values was negative about $1 million. So we'll go on down to OARC. We had a close price yesterday of $12.62. This morning we are at we're roughly around $12.80 there, so we're just up just a little bit. And then we have ARC at $47.31 as of close yesterday, and this morning we're about $48.30, so we're up $1 pre-market. We have one weekly call at the 52.50, and our strike price difference based on pre-market is about $4. So our weekly call value as of yesterday was negative 20,000, so that's not bad. And we'll keep moving on, and we will go to PYPY, pay, which is 1762 yesterday's close price, and it looks like it's still the same as of this morning. Our PayPal price, PYPL, our price yesterday was 57.48, and this morning it looks like we're up about 50 cents at $58. So we have two weekly call strike prices at 60 and 61. So we're $2 to $3 away from those. Of course, our biggest strike price as far as contracts is our $60 one at 1,585 shares. So we're a couple of dollars away from there. So, and our weekly call value as of yesterday was negative 16K, so that's not too bad. And when I say not too bad, it's compared to some of these others, right? Of course. Again, like I said yesterday, a percentage would probably be, if we're trying to compare, percentage would be better, and I don't have the percentage there. But if anybody wants it, I can always add it. And then we go down to SQY. We were 20.29 at the close of yesterday. This morning, it's about the same. Our bid price is 20.30. So not much change there. And then we have our block price at the close of yesterday was 64.47, which is interesting that the SQY hasn't changed because our square price is up about $1.50 pre-market. So we're at like $66. So if we look over here, we only have one weekly call strike price. It's $76. So we're about $10 from that strike price pre-market with 5,315 contracts. So our weekly call value, we're looking at a negative 440K. So if we move on to, sorry about that. If we move on to Tesla, $9.08 as of close yesterday. This morning's price pre-market, we're only up maybe a few pennies. And today's the 22nd, and reminder, we have the reverse split on Monday for Tesla, our 1-for-2 reverse split. I did make a video on that. If you'd like to watch it, going over it and showing you some calculations and stuff. So actually, I think I made two videos on that. I did one going over the announcement and one using some more, doing some actual calculations with actual Tesla prices and stuff itself, to give you a better idea versus the other generic numbers that was in the announcement. But anyway, so we're at 908 there, and then we have Tesla. Yesterday's close was 194.77. We are at pre-market 196. So we have one weekly call, and that's at 242,000 contracts. So our weekly call value is right now, well, as of close yesterday, would have been worth negative 6.3 million there. And then we have Zomo. Price closed yesterday was 17.37. This morning we're at roughly 17.45, so not that much of a change there. And then we have Exxon Mobil. Our price closed yesterday was 104.85, and it looks like pre-market we're roughly there. Our bid price is 104.69 and ask is 104.85, so we're about the same. And then of course our weekly call strike is 103, so of course we are still maxed out, which seems to be the norm with XOM or XOMO strike prices. Sorry, I'm a little frustrated with that one because I had been buying into it and it hadn't been going up, and it was because the strike prices had been maxed out. But I hadn't been watching these or paying much attention, so I didn't know that then I started watching them, and then therefore I started watching all of them, which is why this came about. But anyway, sorry about that little rant. Our weekly call value there, as of yesterday, was negative 235K. And then if you go down, of course, we have our YMAG, our price yesterday. I guess I forgot. So WMAG. Our price as of yesterday's close was $19.79. Pre-market, we are looking at $20.31. So we're looking at about a 50-cent jump there. And then if we go down to YMAX, yesterday's close price was $20.07. And this morning, just checking the bid ask, yeah, we're good. So we're looking at about $20.50 of this as of this morning. So it's gone up about 40 cents. So it looks like yesterday or the last couple of days was pretty good buying days. I'm just looking here, curious. YMAG's at 90,000 outstanding shares, and we have YMAX as 2,425 shares, so it seems to be loved more than YMAG. I have thought about doing a video over these two because a lot of people question why the distribution amounts that they thought that they would be higher. And so I thought about doing a video on why they weren't as high as everyone had expected. So y'all just let me know if you want me to do that, to explain and break down why it was lower than expected. If y'all let me know that you want that done, I will I will do that for you. So I went through all of these, and I know I've done this the past few days. I don't even know if y'all would like for me to do that, to go through these prices, just to re-show all these and see where we're at with our updated, the updated ETF and updated stock price. Y'all let me know. Sorry, my voice and stuff, after doing this and talking a lot, was starting to get a little raspy and having to drink water there. I know I did this morning. I did go over the pre-market prices, but I was only doing that because I knew there would be a significant difference based on NVIDIA's earnings yesterday. So y'all just let me know if you want me to continue doing this in the similar format like I did it today, or if you just prefer me not to do this portion at all. Either way, just let me know. I know it's a little time consuming going through this, and I'm more than happy to do it if that's what you want. But if it's not useful and you just prefer not, then I can stop doing that portion of it. But anyway, hope everybody has a great day. It's Thursday, so we have today and tomorrow's trading days left for the week, and hopefully everything works out for the best. Talk to y'all later. Bye.